Hey guys, if you like the content, please be sure to like the videos and subscribe to the channel. Thanks. Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here for another Born of the Gods Swiss draft. Quick reminder, I just put up a new Mortar Pod podcast, so here's the link for that. Check those out. And be sure to check out the Seems Good Magic card giveaway series. You still have a couple days left in that, and right now I'm looking for suggestions for my crap cube, so I'd appreciate comments on that. And finally, I just talked to some guys from a new group called Windmill Slam, and I watched one of their draft videos and I enjoyed it, so I thought I'd give them a little plug and encourage you guys to check them out. Pretty cool commentary. I thought they were funny, so yeah, go ahead and check that out. Okay, on to the pack. We've got Heroes Podium, not the pick. Vanguard of Brimaz is good. Akroan Phalanx is very strong. I think Phalanx is actually the strongest. If I end up white-red, I guess there's a chance I don't. But I'm going to take it anyway, just in case. And we'll see if that pans out or not. Okay. Best card out of this pack. Helix is good. Weight is good. Oathsworn, Excoriate. Kragma Butcher is fine. Not the most exciting. Mischief and Mayhem, Shrike Harpy. Nothing standing out as super amazing. Could take the Retraction Helix. A little bit less exciting after an Akroan Phalanx first pick, but still trying to gauge where exactly we're at. I mean, Stephenson Oathsworn's fine. Yeah, nothing really exciting standing out to me here. I think we're going to take the Helix. I like what this does if blue is open. And yeah, just nothing. I mean, Excoriate's playable, but I just don't like it that much. Let's take the Retraction Helix. Alright. Now we have Traction Helix number 2. There's Bolt of Keranos, which is very good. Nyxborn Rollicker. Mortals, Ardor. Fated Retribution. Well, if we take the Bolt, we may be able to get back on the Akroan Phalanx plan. I think Bolt's probably the best card in this pack. I mean, Fated Retribution is certainly playable, but 7 mana is not easy to get to. It's really like Bolt or a second Retraction Helix, so let's just go Bolt. It's good removal. Alright, well, 4th pick Searing Blood, that's a good sign. Rise to the Challenge is also good. Archetype of Aggression is certainly playable. Nyxborn Triton I like. All fine, but let's take the Searing Blood. No white picks in here, it should be noted, so perhaps the Phalanx is not going to happen, but pretty good blue picks in here, so we might be able to make this Helix work yet. Let's take the Searing Blood. Okie dokie, next pick. You know, Eternity Snare is very strong in this format. It doesn't actually tap the creature down, and it doesn't seem like it's a very good card because it's 6 mana, but keep in mind, this is a bestow format. So it's basically like, oh, you invested 2 bestow guys on him? Well, I'm going to keep him tapped, and I get to draw a card. So, I don't know. I'm actually kind of a fan of Eternity Snare, but Rise of the Challenge is very good trick. Eternity Snare is 6 mana. I don't know, though. I just have a feeling about this card in this format. I like Thunderbrute, too. I mean, that guy is certainly a house. I think I'm going to go with the Snare. I've got a gut feeling on this card. I do like, I mean, I want the Rise of the Challenge, but we're going to take the Eternity Snare. It's an uncommon. I don't think you get a lot of chances to do stuff with that. Alright, well, I mean, Shieldmate's in here, which is certainly good, but I think we're just going to take the Conscriptor. He gets to gank dudes, so I really like the idea of casting Retraction Helix on him. And then it's like, take that guy, bounce your other guy. Or even take your guy, attack with him, and then bounce him. That's kind of cool too. I like that. That sounds really punishing. So he certainly seems like what we're looking for. He is 5 mana for 2 toughness, which is a bit of a concern. This guy seems like he's terrible when you're on the defensive, or, you know, when you've got your back up against the wall. He doesn't seem like the card that's going to get you out of this situation. Alright, well, Divination is very good. I think Oracle's Insight may, in fact, be better. It's uncommon, but additionally, I mean, it does require you have a creature, I guess. But that's a really strong ability. Tap, scry, then draw. I mean, if you're in a stalled out board state, I could see this being really good. I've been meaning to try this card out anyway, so we're going to take it. I believe we're going to go blue-red. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting here. Okay. Looks like Reckless Reveler is really the only super playable thing for us. I really like the idea of Oracle's Insight with Servant of Timurit, but do I want to go for 3 color? Not especially. I'm not super excited by Reckless Reveler. That being said, it's not that great of a card. It's okay. I mean, Servant of Timurit is certainly better, but currently no fixing, and I'm not sure if going 3 color is the best idea if you don't have to. Like, I don't want to go for 3 color just for a Servant of Timurit, so let's take the Reckless Reveler. If there was something more bomby, I would very much consider taking a 3rd color. Alright, well, another Servant, but we're going to take the Fearsome Temper, I believe. Could also take the Nullify, but, I mean, I'm not opposed to that. It's a good card. It seems like we're a little bit red color intensive, which makes the Nullify more awkward. So, why don't we just take the Temper? This card has been known to take games over. The fact that it tables bodes well for red. Alright, we've got Farragax Giant now, who's playable, but I would prefer to not play him if at all possible. Alright, tabled the Nyxborn Rollicker. That's a good sign. It's going to work well with our Conscriptor and any future heroic we get in blue or red. I guess at this point we can pretty safely cut the Phalanx. I like our pack 1 so far. A couple powerhouse cards in here, or cards I've at least been meaning to try. And I like that we're at least got some pretty solid removal so far. I don't know if this looks like it's going to be a Impetuous Sun Chaser deck, but that being said, might as well cut red, so we'll take it. It is playable. Wow, that is very surprising and very awesome. It's a wonderful card, and very happy to see it. 3rd to last pick. It's a good sign for red. Claim of Erebus, sure. Black's going late, so there is a chance we could maybe audible into a black-ish deck, but then I just wish I had taken the Servant over the Reveler. Ooh, Ashiok. That's kind of cool. Well, this card's probably amazing and limited, and alright, let's try and make some 3-color nonsense work. We're in territory where Ashiok's a possibility. Now I really wish I had taken the Servant over the Reckless Reveler, but that's okay. Vaporkin, Sea God's Revenge, Fate Foretold are all playable as well. Deathbell Orator. Chances are we're going to table one of those, but yeah, let's snap up Ashiok and see if we can make her do something for us. That would be cool. Or him. I don't know what sex Ashiok is. I wish I was a little more up on the lore. Alright, Spear Point, Oread, Dissolve, Breaching Hippocamp, Aqueous Form, Sealock Monster. It's a good win con. I think it's fine. Dissolve is, I mean, Dissolve's good. Counterspells are fine. Aqueous Form's fine too. We're short on creatures. I'm kind of feeling the Spear Point Oread. It's a good blocker. It also gets to bestow. Burnished Heart actually might be what we need if we're going to actually make a 3-color thing work. So let's go with the Burnished Heart. It's an uncommon. Typically you don't see too many of them. Foil Soldier of the Pantheon? That's surprising. I wonder if that's worth anything. I doubt it, but let's see. Foil Soldier of the Pantheon. What do you got? Just one. Buying at one. Not that impressive. Then again, is there anything in here that's really striking my fancy? I guess Opaline Unicorn helps fix us. Temple of Abandon is actually playable as just a scry card. You know, I'm on color with one of them, so it's certainly fine. Marauders would be good if I was deeper black, but not that good otherwise. Yeah, we could just take the Scryland. We're not an aggro deck, so I don't see any real issues with that. Yeah, let's take the Temple. And be cool with that. Okay. Well, alright, I guess we can take Baleful Eidolon. I mean, Vapor can too, but like I said, we're not a beatdown deck, so Baleful Eidolon's seeming less good to me. I mean, Colossus is a card, it's just so expensive, I don't really like it all that much. Let's go Baleful. We need creatures, and this one seems in line with the stall and survive strategy. So we're going to need some top end. Hopefully not an 8-drop like Colossus. We're just seeing all these aggressive cards. That's the strange thing. Alright, Mnemonic Wall currently brings back Helix, Rise, Searing Blood, Bolt. That's enough for me, so we can take the Mnemonic Wall here. Reaper. Going that late. That's surprising. Nothing too good for us here. We're short on creatures. I think we're just going to take the Unicorn, I guess. Not super happy with it, but I mean, it does fix. And we do need creatures. Okay, well, maybe we can make a Colossus deck. We'll see if Colossus tables. There's actually a pretty good possibility it does. I want to cut things now that I really do not want to play. Like, Impetuous Sunchaser is like the last thing I want this deck to do. So that's going to go. I don't want to do Farragax Giant. Conscriptor's still okay. It's just not very good. So we're very short on creatures. I want some more good defensive stuff if we're planning on winning through the late game. I mean, Cutthroat Maneuver is a good defensive trick or offensive to, you know, gain some life. I wish Disciple would work in here, but it's just too color intensive. Titan Strength's fine as a combat trick, but it's much more usable in aggressive strategies. So let's just take the Cutthroat, I guess. It's got the most potential upside. Coastline Chimera might be what we need just for defensiveness. Rage is fine too, but we're actually just short on creatures, and this one flies and blocks well, so it makes sense to me. Nothing in here that's really striking my fancy. I guess we'll take the Flamecast Wheel just in case we need it, but we likely don't. Alright, well, we really need to clean up in pack 3. We need some more creatures. I wouldn't mind some more removal as well, but I wouldn't even mind a little more fixing. That wouldn't hurt. Burnished Heart and Opaline Unicorn are fine, but hopefully red is as open pack 3 as it was pack 1. Kind of banking on that. To play Boulder Fall? Yet to play this card. Otherwise we take Fleshmad Seed, which is pretty unimpressive. Let's take Boulder Fall. Let's make the 8-drop work. It's never played it. It's not a Deathbellow Raider deck. Not really a Dragon Mantle deck. I think we're just going to take Bronze Sable because we don't do anything early. And we're just short on creatures. Fearsome Temper doesn't... This doesn't even look like a Fearsome Temper deck. Kind of looks like we're falling victim to lack of win cons and defensive stuff. Here we go. Benthic Giant. I can get behind that. It's not fantastic, but certainly playable. Thassa's Bounty would be fine, but I might actually need a Rambler if I'm still short on creatures. Keep in mind, I don't even want to main deck these necessarily. I just want to have them in case I don't have enough. If I'm not staying busy enough, I want to have them. Like, if I don't get any early game, I'm just going to lose to 2 and 3 drop creatures. So at least in pack 3, if I can find better mid-game stuff, I can cut these early drop creatures and then sideboard into them against the, red-white decks or any sort of super aggressive deck. We're really looking for Wave Crash Triton. Wave Crash Triton would be such a wonderful, wonderful addition to this deck. It would really give us that time we need to build up. Anax and Simead's in here. It's like my favorite rare. I think we're going to take the Emissary pretty clearly. Sip of Hemlock would be definitely usable as well, but though color intensive and expensive. Not too much else in here for us, but Emissary is very good, so always happy to get a non-color Emissary. So this is currently 22 playable cards. My first cut is presumably going to be the Boulder Fall or maybe the Fearsome Temper, just because this really doesn't look like a Fearsome Temper deck. But we only have 12 creatures, and they're pretty lackluster ones too, like Bronze Sable, Satyr Rambler. I mean, those cards are playable in an aggressive build, but when you're trying to stall out like we are, I really don't like these cards that much. So hopefully we can upgrade them with this pack, figure out some better creatures to get. All right, well, happily taking Magma Jet here. Read the Bones would be fine, as would Traveler's Amulet, and actually Nimbus Naiad would be great too. But I think Magma Jet is much more in line with what we're trying to do, which is just, like, I would rather have the cheap removal that, gives us better card quality than the cheap creature to trade with, if that makes sense. Magma Jet's just a great card in general for aggressive or stally decks, so happily taking that. Okay. We have Two-Headed Cerberus. We have nothing else, really? Jeez. Another Disciple. Still not on board with that. I guess we take Cerberus. I'm not really thrilled with it. Could take the Nessian Asp. Play 4-color? That's real awkward. It's just Two-Headed Cerberus is so not what I want to do, Alright, I guess we take Asp. We have the Temple of Abandon, we have Opaline Unicorn. I think we're doing 4-color nonsense here, believe it or not. There's just really nothing inspiring me. Like, Blood Toll Harpy, yeah, not what we want to do. I don't want to lose life to get a 1 toughness flyer for 3. It just doesn't sound like this. Nessian Asp does exactly what I want. It wins the game. It blocks. Do we do 5 colors? Splash, Chain to the Rocks? I mean, I could take the Unknown Shores. I think Crackling Triton's actually exactly what we want. We have to cut now, so let's cut the Boulder Fall. We're going deep on 4-color nonsense, I tell you what. Ordeal is a great card, just not what we want to do. Yeah, I think we're taking Crackling Triton. It's at least in line with our base colors. Read the Bones, fine and all, but let's keep our black and green impact to a minimum. I mean, Nessian Asp is actually a reasonable splash. Wins the game, blocks well, comes late. Let's do the Triton. Jeez. Well, we could take Borderland Minotaur. It's at least in line with our base color the most. We can start making some more cuts as well. I mean, alternatively, Shipwreck Singer is... I mean, Shipwreck Singer is a great card in general, but I don't know if it's exactly what... If we had better defenders, I'd be happier with it. I mean, it's better than Fellhide Minotaur. It's also color intensive is an issue. Minotaur. The double red is killing me. I think double red is actually easier for us than blue-black, though, honestly. And this thing can at least kill your opponent, so I guess we take it. This is such an odd deck. Alright, here we go. Ill-Tempered Cyclops, finally. Something I can really get behind. Ill-Tempered Cyclops is a win con. And it's in line with our base colors, so okay. Like, maybe we don't have to do the Nessie and Asp now. If I can make the Ill-Tempered work. Sip of Hemlock's cool. Double black is still very awkward. And Return Phalanx is fine, but like I said, let's minimize black's impact on this deck. And maybe we don't even make the Asp work if we can get enough creatures. Well, Timorate, that's cool. Wish it could target creatures. Ricus Cure is not going to happen. Rage of Perforos is a removal spell, and I'm actually okay with that. Fanatic and a Crone Crusader are just not what we're doing. So, I guess we can take Rage. Yeah, Satyr. You know, I'm going to hate the Satyr just because I really don't want... We're hooking some deck up with like the best red-white deck ever with all those cards we're passing, so let's not give them any better than they already have. Alright, second Opaline Unicorn, or Mnemonic Wall. Actually, Mnemonic Wall might just be better. We've got a lot of potential value from that now, so I'm going to take the Wall over the second Unicorn. We're not going to make the Asp happen, so we don't have to worry about green. And Mnemonic Wall can bring back just tons of removal now. Bolt, Jet, Searing Blood, Rise the Challenge, Traction Helix, Rage, Cutthroat Maneuver. A lot of good stuff here. Alright, let's take the Mnemonic Wall. Alright, Traveler's Amulet, I am going to take it. And that should actually make us good on fixing. Perhaps good enough to play the green still, but we'll see. Alright, sideboard, Gainsay. Tormented Hero, let's just take it. I don't want to worry about it. Because aggro is going to be our weakness, so I have to gear myself. Like, Fearsome Temper is just not happening in this deck. I could take another Bronze Sable just in case. And actually, I'd probably prefer to play the Bronze Sables over, like, Satyr Rambler, just because we are a 3-color, at least, deck. So, playing the colorless guys is going to be better for us. At least we don't have to worry about... Like, I would be much more comfortable main decking Bronze Sables and not even doing Reckless Reveler. Alright, Return Phalanx, that's cool. I don't know if we're going to play it, though, just because we're so light in black, but... this deck is certainly something. Never quite done a deck as odd as this, but... it's very difficult to evaluate this deck. Very difficult. Since our finishers are a little bit lackluster, Benthic Giant, which we have to play... We may, in fact, actually have to play Nessie and Asp, but we'll see. We'll see. I really have to think about that. Just because we're so low on ways to win, I may, in fact, play. For now, I don't want to put in my cheap creatures because I would prefer to not play them, if at all possible. This is 18. Ashiok, you're in. Baleful. Maneuver, possibly. Return Phalanx, possibly. Unicorn, Heart, Sables, Amulet. So this is 27. And that's without the Asp. 16 creatures. Let's do some separation here. Let me take a look at what we're... I think we're going to play the Asp. I'm going to make this fourth guy work because we have the Temple and an Amulet and a Unicorn and a Heart. So... we're going to play some 4-color nonsense here. With color intensity. We're just doing everything wrong. This deck's hilarious. Alright. Let me make sure there's enough stuff for Mnemonic Wall. We've got Helix, Jet, Rise, Searing Blood, Bolt, Rage. Yeah, it's probably enough to play 2, I guess, but... guess I don't really know. Maybe the Cutthroat Maneuver is not necessary. Conscriptor seems so bad in here. Just a 5-drop 3/2. Like, we have stuff that targets it, but I think we're getting rid of Conscriptor. Yeah, we're going to play Asp, since we are the ways we win. Cyclops, Asp, Giant. That's it. That's all we got, folks. All right, the rest, and Ashiok, of course. So, our opponent's creatures as well. This deck is very fascinating. Alright, so we need to make some more cuts. I think because black is so light, I don't want to do the Phalanx. I'd rather do the Sable just so we can, you know, play something. Do something early in a pinch. So let's cut the Phalanx. I think, because, look, I mean, like, we don't even need to do the maneuver. If we're going to do 4-color, let's be super light 4-color. Everything else in the creature department's probably acceptable. I guess I don't really want to cut any of these spells either, so let's begin cutting more creatures. Nyxborn Rollicker actually looks really bad in here in general, so we can cut that. We don't need to play a ton of creatures, we just need to have enough to do something against aggressive decks. And final cut, Chimera is very important for here, so I don't like that cut. I don't mind cutting the Borderland Minotaur, but it is actually a win con that we're short on. Maybe I don't need double wall. I could see double wall being awkward as hell. Although, I mean, it brings back Helix, which is really important, but I think we're going to cut the wall. Alright. So 13 creatures, good removal. Enough means to win. We've got the Temple of Abandon. Alright, so we want 1 swamp, 1 forest at least. For Burnished Heart, Opaline Unicorn. For Burnished Heart purposes and Traveler's Amulet. Do we need more than 1 black source for 2 black cards? Probably not. And we certainly don't need any more green sources. The only reason I'm running the forest is because of the amulet and the Burnished Heart. Otherwise I wouldn't. Let's see. So this is also a red source. And we do definitely need more red than blue. So what do they say? They want us... No thank you, and no. So this is 14, 15, 16, 17. 8 and 6 may have to... Wait, no. I think we actually want to do... No, we actually do need... We only need 1 blue, whereas we actually need double red. So I think actually 8, 9 red sources is probably fine. And then 6 blue sources, 1 green, 1 black. Okay. Yeah, this deck is something. This deck is something. This is a tough deck to evaluate. It looks like it could easily get in some bad trouble, but we're going to try it out. We're going to see how this runs, and I'll tell you, I don't have super high expectations of it, but we'll see what we can do with it. I'll see you guys round 1.